Hey guys, I want to talk about a term we hear a lot with nutrition and diet plans and trend diets and all these things, and it's basal metabolic rate, or my BMR. If you use MyFitnessPal or a Fitbit or Apple Watch, Apple Activity, if you use any of these things, that's a number that oftentimes you want to plug into your equations to figure out how much you're supposed to be eating to get to your goals. So I want to talk a bit about what this number is and some of the common pitfalls that we run into with BMR. So BMR is the amount of calories your body needs at rest, no activity. So I just want my body to operate completely happy, all the systems functioning the way they want to be. That is my BMR. I need to provide my body with that amount of calories. All right, so let's just say, for argument's sake, your BMR is 2,000 calories, right? You got this calculated because you use an InBody like we have here at E3 or some other device that measured your BMR. But it's 2,000 calories. What does that mean? That means that I need to provide my body with 2,000 calories on a daily basis for it to be content. That's a number that really throws a lot of us for a loop. Because if you read common diet trends for females, for instance, 1,200 calories tends to be the often number you hear. Or if you read common diet trends for guys, you hear, go your goal weight, multiply it by 10, that's how many calories you should eat every day. Well, these are like darts at a dartboard, but darts at a dartboard where you're blind and just don't even know which wall the dartboard is on. That's a big gamble and a guess. Knowing your BMR to the calorie lets you know exactly what you need because we're all different, right? BMR oftentimes is a number a lot of us use because we want to lose fat. So here's the sequence, here's the equation. If you want to lose fat, we're talking want to lose body fat, you got to eat your BMR on a daily basis and sweat every day. Those are the two things, that's it. Eat your BMR and sweat. Life is simple. When we start to undercut the effects of this very simple formula is when we start to miss out. So let's talk about that. If your BMR is a number, just figure out your number. Come to InBody scans, come to whatever device you're going to use. You have your number. Here's my BMR, okay? Any calorie below that is going to put you in a deficit. So let's talk about that because a lot of people don't get what that means. Have you ever been in a big corporate office building before, a big government building? You walk in and just put yourself in this scenario. You walk into the building and power goes out. Backup generators kick back on because these buildings are safe, they're built for that. But when a backup generator kicks back on, you get security cameras, service elevators, functioning pieces of the building to make everybody safe. What you don't get is Timmy's laptop firing back up. You don't get the cute water feature in the foyer. You don't get the escalators. You don't get all the fuddy-dud stuff that comes along with a building. You simply get emergent protocol systems only because you got to be safe. When we undereat our BMR, when we eat below that amount of calories our body wants at rest to function happily, we are effectively in emergent protocol systems. Sure, you're still gonna be able to blink your eyes and stand up and walk and use your arms, and yeah, all these things are gonna function, and your stomach's gonna work, and your heart's gonna beat, your lungs are gonna expand. These things still happen, but what you're not gonna have energy, you're gonna be low energy. You're not gonna have a boosted metabolism. You're not gonna be churning and burning through calories because your body's already in an emergent state situation. You're not gonna recover and repair muscle, torn muscle, beat up. So a lot of times we get people, especially frustrated people that are trying really hard. They come into the gym and say, I'm eating so tight, I'm eating all this, I'm clean eating. And we look at their diet and realize they're way under your BMR. Because they're under their BMR, they're getting all these negative effects. They're hungry, they're tired, their body hurts, and they're just frustrated. Undereating our BMR is one of the greatest disservices we can do to ourselves. Don't believe me? Okay, don't. Back in World War II, conscientious objectors, people that didn't want to be involved in the war effort, had to still offer their time in some other capacity. There was a study out of Minnesota done by this gentleman, Ansel Keys, and what he did is he put, for 6 months, a group of men on a restricted calorie diet. Right? They were eating 1,570 calories a day, and he had them working for 15 hours a day. They would walk on average 22 miles a week. This kind of just was to simulate a normal workload, what would happen to somebody who is active but on a calorie-restricted diet. 1,570 calories, that's it, that's all they had. They called it the Minnesota Starvation Study. The results of that study allowed Ansel Keys to create what is now known as the K ration, which was food for the soldiers, right? 1,570 calories. You'll get a lot of diet books, they're gonna tell you to eat that low. They're gonna tell women to eat 1,200 calories, guys to eat below 1,600 calories. That was the Minnesota Starvation Study. Guys, when we undereat our BMR, we go to emergent protocol systems, we are starving our body of its desire to operate the way it wants to operate, and then we're asking it to perform at a high level and lose fat and build muscle and do these things that I want it to do. It doesn't work that way. Here's what you need to do. If you know your BMR, you need to live and die by that number being the blueprint for your meal plan. If I know my BMR is 2,000 calories, I'm gonna build a 2,000 calorie meal plan every day, and I'm gonna try my damnedest to get there, right? I may not every day, that's fine, but I wanna get close to that every day so my body has the potential and the power to do for me what it can do for me. That's basal metabolic rate explained. That's how we use it. This is a big myth buster for a lot of people, and they struggle with this concept. But by under eating, you're putting yourself at such a deficit your body can't catch up, and you can get stuck. Figure out your BMR, start to build that blueprint, and you'll start to see numbers shift and change in your favor. And all the while, you're gonna have energy, and you're gonna recover from your workouts, and you'll feel a lot better. That's BMR explained.